Hey guys, with Paragon 700 being a few days away, I wanted to take this chance to do a quick review of the best XP per hour strategy. So the strategy hasn't changed too much since the last Paragon push, but I still thought it would be useful to go over it in this video. So first of all, I just want to preface this by saying that in general, XP and Paragon level in Diablo Immortal isn't really that important to grind in the grand scheme of things. So obviously it is good to try to at least keep up with the server Paragon level, but what I mean is that in most cases it's not really important to play a mode purely because of the XP that it gives you, and this is because of the server Paragon level system. So Blizzard has made it so that it's really easy to actually catch up on levels, and this is so that the game always feels accessible to new players or returnal players, while at the same time holding back grinders and making sure they don't get too far ahead of others. So as always, just play at your own pace. There's no need to stress yourself out because you see others rushing to level up. Just take the time to enjoy the game and play the modes that you enjoy for the rewards that you like. So with that said, I know that a few players, including myself, still like to race to see if they can be among the first to reach the new Paragon level and equip all of the Inferno 5 items that we free farmed. So within my group of friends, we've actually been having a bit of fun with it this time around, and we've been trying to kind of push ourselves to see the highest score that we can get in a solo Erebban run. The highest score that I ever got was 98 chests opened with my Crusader, and I thought that this was a pretty good run until one of my friends shared a really insane run that you guys are watching right now, and you can see just how fast he's moving and kind of cutting corners, dashing around through walls and stuff. So I'm not going to spoil it, but this is by far the highest solo score that I've seen, and I'm curious if any of you guys have an even higher score. Anyway, let's backtrack a bit. So why am I talking about Erebban? Well, for a lot of players, you might know this mode as one of the new modes that was added to the game last year, along with the Abyssal Verge, and most players run one of these two new modes just to cap out their weekly normal gems, but it actually turns out that both of these modes are actually the best for grinding XP in the game, and Erebban in particular had the highest XP per hour according to my testing. Since then, a few people have been telling me that the XP might have been nerfed, but after retesting, I can confirm that this isn't the case, and Erebban is still giving the highest amount of XP in the game. So as you can see in this table, these are the average results which I had. So for solo Erebban, it gives about 9 million XP at 100% penalty. 2-player gives about 10 million. 3-player gives just below 9 million. And 4-player gives about 8 million XP. So the best way to run this mode is either solo or in 2-man. And I think the reason for that is to get the highest amount of XP from this mode, you always want to reach danger level 8. And for each chest that you open at danger level 8, you're getting the maximum amount of XP. The annoying thing about 3 or 4-player parties is that there's just too many players and not enough chests. So a lot of the time you're going to be running over each other, and there's just not that many chests to open to consistently reach danger level 8. But anyway, compared to open world farming, you can see that for Realm of Damnation, I had roughly 5 million XP, which is almost half the XP of Erebban. And this number goes up to 6 million if you do have the Monster Essence Tower for your clan, but even then it's nowhere near the numbers of Erebban. So if you want to be amongst the first to reach Paragon 700 on your server, then I definitely recommend you to give Erebban a try and see the kind of XP that you get from it. I'll quickly go over the changes that we've had most recently made to Castle Erebban. So it's mainly been in the form of difficulty updates. So you can see that solo is unchanged. For 2-player, the difficulty has gone down from 2x to 1.6x. For 3-player, it's gone down from 3x to 2.2x. And for 4-player, it's gone down from 4x to 2.8x. So I think that when it refers to difficulty, it's actually the monster HP, which isn't all that important, to be honest. I mean, it is nice to have, don't get me wrong, but the main problem is that the danger level bar goes up so slow when you're in a 4-man party. So either they need to make the danger bar go up faster when you're in a group, or they just need to increase the spawn of chests so that there's enough chests for everyone. The other change that they've made, which was actually pretty good, but it wasn't mentioned in any patch notes as far as I know, is that they've actually improved the escape navigation when you're trying to escape. So a lot of the time this was broken or would lead you to dead ends, but now it feels like it's actually been improved, and I don't know why this wasn't mentioned because this is actually a really good change. But as you can see here, my friend actually escaped with 122 chests. If you've ever had a solo score higher than this, then do let me know in the comments below. But other than the group play optimization, which Blizzard really needs to do, the main problem with this mode is actually the quality of rune drops. So, in terms of the actual quantity of rune drops, I would say that the runes that you can get from this mode, as well as the turn-ins that you can do at the NPC for every 10 Abyssal Essence, the actual quantity is actually pretty good. You do get a lot of runes, but the problem is the quality of the runes that you get. At this stage of the game, all of the runes are actually not legendary. Anything that's below legendary is actually selling for minimum price on my server, and it's kind of worthless. You could potentially argue that rare runes are still useful to drop, especially for new players, but in general, and speaking as someone who's farmed Erebban for more than 100 hours across all the various Paragon pushes that I've had, I'm still yet to find a single legendary rune, be it from the drops in the mode or from the NPC turn-in. So just bear that in mind, that if you're playing this mode for runes, it's still really bad in my opinion. You do get a lot of runes, but like I said, the quality of the runes is just really, really bad. So Blizzard should really look into this and actually try to buff the quality. Maybe look at increasing the drop rate of legendary runes. I want to end the video by quickly talking about my plans for Paragon 700. So as you can see right now, Paragon 686, and I've been grinding a decent amount, so it's about 5% XP penalty, and I am taking it a bit slow now, because once you get to 689, that's when it becomes 1% XP penalty, and it's not really worth grinding then. So for this week, I'm going to try to maybe grind out one more level, or maybe even 2 more levels if I have time, before Monday. And then once I get to Monday, I'm going to be blasting Erebban, trying to reach Paragon 700, and then run my challenge rift. So as far as what I've got saved, I've got my codex points from the battle pass saved here, which is going to give me a huge amount of XP. So I've got all of the points for the last couple of weeks saved, as well as the quests. And I also have a bunch of XP mails here. I'm almost at the mail cap, which is crazy. This is because the last Paragon push, which is Paragon 600, didn't need any mails, and I could just reach that from the battle pass. So I've saved up all of these mails here, which include assembly, they include the tower XP, the shadow war XP, and things like that. And I've also got a bunch of wisps saved, which I've shown. I think I've got like over 500 wisps for Inferno 5 here. I'll do a separate video on this for crafting probably tomorrow or the day after. But the only thing which I haven't got saved here, as you can see, is the fish. So I really need to also fish before the next week to try get up to 20 of the mythic fish. But other than that, the most important thing for you guys to save would probably be the raids and the gauntlets. So let's take a look at the raids and gauntlets here. I'm going to switch this to Inferno 4, and as you can see, each of these bosses has a chest which looks like this. I like to call it the big chest, because this basically means that your first clear for the boss is intact, and by first clear I mean that you haven't cleared it within the first 5 raids of the reset. So because of this, you can gain 2 million XP, which isn't affected by the XP penalty, so it's not going to get penalized. So this means that even if you're at 1% or 5% XP penalty, you're still going to get a flat 2 million XP. And then for the Helliquary gauntlet, it's also the same. If you haven't had the first clear, this is going to give you 2 million XP each. So I don't want to get too far into this, because I've made countless videos before about this, but I'll just say that if you're curious about this, or if you're curious about the level, if you can reach Paragon 700, then I'd really recommend you to check out my Diablo Immortal resources sheet, which I'll have a link to in the description, and you can actually use that to calculate the level that you need to grind up to, and also have a look at the different XP per hour, which I've mentioned, comparing Erebban and all of the other modes that we have in the game. So with that said, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I want to wish you good luck with your Paragon 700 grind, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.